everyone, this is Lottie from Cancer as a Lifestyle. Today I thought I would give everyone an update on my food diary and how that is going. Now I started this food diary back in January 2nd, and today it should be like I think on the 15th or 16th. I'm not sure what day I'm going to be posting it, so it's right in the middle, middle of the month of January. I do know that. So I wanted to kind of give an update because I thought a good 2 weeks have gone by and to see how I'm doing. So I got my notebook, and I have to tell you that the first week I did really well. I wrote in it religiously. I was very, uh, I was very descriptive. I wrote all my feelings down, how I felt, every single thing I ate, even right down to my vitamins. I wrote down what time I did this, if I felt in any specific way. I was very accurate, and I think I actually even became very aware of what I was eating. So even if I wanted to eat something else, it would stop me because I would look down and I go, ooh, I kind of overdid it at lunch, or I overdid it at dinner, and it would kind of hold me accountable for, what I would choose at that time to eat. Now, a friend of mine also told me that she always keeps a food diary, and I think I mentioned this before because it holds her, for that very fact, that it holds her accountable and for what she is eating. So the first week I feel like I did really well. I even went and decided to like weigh myself every Monday when I come into work, to go weigh myself and do that. Now, I am not doing this journal, this diary, for the reason of losing weight. I just want to know, what am I doing um, wrong, because sometimes we are not aware of what we are doing. I want to see if there's any trigger points, uh, you know, um, am I feeling in a certain way? Am I an emotional eater? Am I a snacker? I mean, sometimes we distance ourselves and we put it in our head that we are a certain way when we're not. So it's kind of like this diary is that observer of how we are. And, someone from the outside looking in always will see something that the person inside cannot see. So anyway, so the first week I feel like I did really well. The second week, I totally kind of like I just lost it, and I had a lot of doctor appointments. I had to do a lot of fasting. I had to do there was a lot of stress, a lot of lack of sleep, and all. And I just basically, it just went all downhill that week, and I did not. I even stopped recording. So I'm gonna, so from this observation, here we are. I think we're like on day 15 or 16 of this journal today, and I kind of sat down and evaluated myself, where I am, how well I did. Some of the things I have noticed as I, went back and kind of looked over, you know. So I wrote down, and I found out a lot of key points in my last 2 weeks. So I just wanted to share that with you in case anybody else is doing that, because the whole point of this food diary, like I said, was to to see what I was doing wrong in ways that I can improve, or see the trigger points, or kind of see what kind of how I am as an eater. How do I eat? So the first thing I've noticed, that the first week I came out really strong, and I think that's a good point to bring up, because I think whenever we start something, we always do really well in the beginning. I think everybody has the right intention, and we go in and we just, we put our best foot forward, and we do well. We have good intentions. We're strong. We are not feeling weak. We might not even have any situations, any issues. It's a good week. And the next thing I notice is that I do well at home, but I do not do well at work or outside of my home, especially at work. Work is my big downfall, I think, and especially when my work days are slower and the workload is not as big And, and you know, we all have days at work where we're very busy or they're just really slow and you're kind of like, well, and I notice that when I am not busy at work, that my mind drifts off to food. And, oh, I'm kind of hungry. But am I really hungry? No, I'm just thinking about food because I got nothing else to do. So what do? I go head to that snack area at work that everybody has that I mentioned earlier, you know, in my other vlog. You know, we go back to that area where, there's always going to be some kind of a food there, and we go looking for stuff. Are we really hungry? No. The third thing I notice is that I eat very light in the morning, and then I tend to overdo it, towards the afternoon, the evening, at the supper, or so that kind of tells me like, well, I am not a morning person when it comes to eating. I don't like to eat very early. But then I noticed also that when I had a larger breakfast, I think one day I did have a larger breakfast on purpose, and and all I did was add, usually I have a bagel. I think I added the scrambled eggs that my daughter made, and I ate that too. And I noticed that I was fuller, longer, and it kept me going. I wasn't as hungry like, just by eating a bagel. And I do the same thing, it seems, at lunch. I will have something really quick and light. And then when it comes to dinner time, so that's something I need to change. I need to change that. I think there's a lot in what they say that we need to have a full breakfast, that it will keep us going. And I need to start doing that. I'm just lazy to cook like that, But that's something, again, I'm learning this by doing this food diary. The fourth thing I've noticed is that I am a snacker. I like to snack on things. I like having something on my desk or near me, just so I can grab. Whether I eat it or not, I like to have something to, pop into my mouth and eat. I am a snacker. I like to watch TV and snack on something. I'm a snacker. And, I often wonder if maybe that is the type of meals I should have, is small meals throughout the day. I don't know if that would work for me. Instead of how some people have 3 full meals a day, maybe I'm the one that takes the small meals throughout the day. Maybe that will work for me. I don't know. This is something that I'm discovering about myself, but I notice I am a snacker. And it's the same thing with my beverages. I always have something to drink on my desk or wherever I go. If I'm in the car, I am constantly hydrating myself. And it's almost, I think, the same thing I've noticed about my snacking. Now, snacking doesn't necessarily mean I'm eating cookies or, donuts. I do like fruit a lot. But fruit also has sugar in it. It's not like Anyway, number 5, I've noticed that my portion sizes, or I do not eat portion sizes, especially at supper. I do not eat portion sizes. I like to fill up my plate. I like to try new things. I will try everything that's out there. If I go, okay, I'm going to tell you my little trivia bit right now then about myself. I love buffets. This is my downfall. I love to try new things. I love trying different ethnic food. Even though I know that a lot of food does not agree with me, like very spicy and all, I will try it. I love that. I get excited at the idea that I'm going to a wedding in a new place that I've never tried, that maybe they're famous for French food, or they're famous for Puerto Rican food or whatever. I like to try these things, and I will try every single thing that's on that table. I have no problem eating that. And this is what I noticed. My portion sizes are not portion sizes. And my God, that's not even nice to admit. Number 6 I notice in my food diary is that I like to stay up at night. When I am home, I like to stay up at night. So here you had let's say I had my supper at, we like to eat 4:30. 5 o'clock, something like that. Okay, I'm done eating, but I'm staying up till 10, till 11, 12 o'clock at night. There's that big gap there of how many hours. Of course, I'm going to get hungry, but I'm staying up. So what do? You know, even though they say you eating at night is not good, I shouldn't be eating at night. So I've tried substituting it with fruit and like, things like that. But that also has sugars. Like I love grapes. Grapes have a lot of sugar in them. You know, this is just an observation about myself that I made. And number 7, and this is the last observation, is that when I am at home, I'm not as mobile as I am at work or outside of work. When I am at somewhere else, when I leave this home, like take my work for instance, I am on my feet the entire night. I am up and down. I use stairs. I'm going. Probably the only time I sit down is at lunchtime or those rare moments where I sit at a desk for a few minutes. But when I'm at work, I am going. When I'm doing errands, I'm running. I'm walking. I'm doing. When I get home, I tend to kind of be less mobile. I tend to sit down at my desk and I will write my blog, or I will do my vlog, or I will crochet or whatever, but I'm sitting more than I'm doing anything else. The only time that I may actually get a lot of mobility is when I'm doing laundry and I have to run up and down the stairs with the loads. And even then, it's only like 1 or 2 loads that I do at a time. I never wait. I don't have a laundry day like a lot of people do, and they spend the whole morning doing laundry. So that little bit that I'm running up and down, I don't even know if that's considered exercise. And I also notice, along with this, that and not only am I not as mobile at home, but I don't drink my water as much when I'm at home. Now, I wonder, why is that? I love my water. And when I am outside of here, I bring my water with me. And I go to work with my big, huge jug, 59 ounces. Everybody always makes cracks about my water, how much water I'm bringing with me. And I will drink it. But when I'm at home, I stick to my tea or my coffee in the morning. There you go. These are my observations about myself. Now, there is a positive thing that I have noticed that I have begun doing, and I don't know how long I'm going to do this for, but one positive during these 2 weeks, I found that any sweets or anything that we do get, I've started putting them to, this is my dessert for after supper. But again, do I just stick with one slice, or do I stick only with one donut, or do I stick with just one piece of candy? That's the thing. Can I do that? I think that I don't have that control like a lot of people do, where okay, I'll have a sweet, but I'm only going to have one little thing. I think for me, if you offered me a whole platter, I probably would eat the whole doggone platter. I mean, that's just the truth. Let's be honest here. We're trying to be honest here in this food diary. So these are just some of these observations that I've noticed. Now, what do I do with this knowledge? Well, this is the next step, I think, is trying to find, okay, this is what I found out about myself. How can I change this? So one thing for sure, I really do need to eat a better breakfast than what I've been eating, and maybe a little more heartier than what I'm eating, because I think that tends to keep me that keeps me fuller. And another thing I really need to stop is, I wish I was, there's a lady at work that I work with, and she's a diabetic, and she actually brings in all of these little containers, and she measures her and weighs her food, because she has to be careful with how much, there's a lot of foods that have sugar in it. She cannot overdo it. So she will only eat these little containers. And she has several of them. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. And she has and she's only eats that, period. She doesn't go beyond that. I wish I could do that, where I'd only eat what I have brought in front of me. So if somebody's offering me something, I can say no. But I can't. I haven't done that. So maybe that's my next homework for the next 2 weeks or so, is I have to eat a better breakfast. Maybe go through this list again that I wrote down about myself, and kind of try to implement some of these things that I found out and into the next 2 weeks and see if I can do better, you know. So let's just see what happens. Again, this is not about a weight loss journey. This is not what I want to do. But I've noticed that certain foods have a certain effect on me where I don't feel well. I have a tummy ache, or, you know, I just can't. I can't be really good at home and ridding my body of a lot of these, you know, toxins and preservatives and sugars. And then you're doing good for so many days and you leave and you eat those things outside, your body will react to those things because it's been cleansed of it, and you will end up being sick and not feeling well. So yeah, that's something I just need to work on. So we'll come back with another update in maybe another 2 weeks or a month. Let's see how we do. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And I would love to know in the comments if maybe any of you have started a food diary or have done one, or, you know, how do you keep yourself in control of your healthy choices? You know, like, do you give, you know, what are some of the techniques that you use? I would love to hear, you know, some of your experiences, and gives it a thumbs up if you like it. And otherwise, have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.